Hello, my name is Alicia, and today I'm going to be talking about The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This is the second book in the Truly Devious series, and it did not disappoint. It was so awesome. This book just goes right off of the first one. Stevie just got sent home from school, and basically she is willing to do anything to get back to Ellingham. So this book just follows Stevie. If you haven't read it and you've read Truly Devious, pick up this book. I don't know how you haven't read it. And if you haven't read Truly Devious or this book, I would definitely recommend it. It's a super fun mystery young adult book. It's just perfect. I was really satisfied with this book, so go and read it and then come back and we can discuss it. Okay, bye. Oh my gosh, I just finished this book like an hour ago or something, and I was like, I have to film this just to get all my thoughts, because this book was incredible. It was incredibly written. I loved being able to see everything that was happening. I loved how we got little clues, and every little clue, I don't know about you, but like I loved how she wrote this book and how we had these flashbacks at certain times, because it also connected to things that we were learning in the present time. It was literally perfect, and I loved that. If any writer can do that, props to them. It was really good. Maureen Johnson is so good and so talented, and I am so happy with this book. This book was insane. Honestly, I had no idea who it was. Like I said in my last book talk, I really did not see Ellie being like the murderer, and I feel like in this book we kind of got a point that like Ellie might have not been the murderer, that Ellie might have been set up. Honestly, when they found her dead body, I was like, she was set up, someone did this, and they are there still. And I still don't know. I honestly, like, this is so bad, but like I honestly think it's David. Because, so the Truly Devious letter is no longer relevant to the whole case, the whole kidnapping. And Stevie knows who did it. She knows that it wasn't the people who wrote the Truly Devious letter, which she later figures out that it's Francis and Eddie. So Edward. So for me, I don't think authors really do this where they have two characters with like the same name. So we have an Edward King, and then we have an Eddie who went to Ellingham, who is rich and kind of stuck up. Also, Stevie says that he kind of has that look like David does, and every time she says David has a certain look, she always goes back to Edward King. So for some reason, I feel like Edward King is involved in this murder, and he's just like in it, and he's so creepy, and I feel like he has something to do with it. She has purpose to everything she writes, so why would she give two characters the same name if they weren't the same person? But that's just my idea. I don't know. What do you think about it? Please tell me your opinion on this, because I really want to know, like, oh, I want to read the next book. Oh my gosh. But I just really feel like he has something to do with it, and I don't know why Eddie and Edward King, like, wouldn't be the same person. Also, David. I feel like David has something to do with it, because he's conveniently always not around. He is close with the people that, not like super close, but he was close with the people that were doing the acts, like Ellie, and like he knew Hayes pretty well too. And his dad is Edward King, and if his dad's Edward King, he might be Eddie. So I don't know. I just feel like that was weird. And then, like, the professor that she's working for, I feel like she's very quirky and she knows a lot, and she's super weird with Stevie, like not giving her details and stuff. So I feel like that's super weird. But then in the end, she dies in a fire. But what she tells Stevie on the phone is, the kid is here, in like a frantic kind of whisper voice. like, who's the kid? Is it David? David wasn't at the school. I don't know. I'm just like, it could be David. But like, I don't want it to be David because I want her to be with him. But then there's like Hunter, and I'm like, Hunter's cute too, but I still like David. But David's kind of a troublemaker, and I could kind of see him being involved in these crimes. I don't know though. But where is Alice? Where is she? For some reason I thought I just don't know where she's at, and I wish we would have known, but I see what she was doing here. She has to leave us on a cliffhanger because I think we're gonna figure out where Alice is. If she's dead or alive, we're gonna find her. And yeah, I just like the whole thing with Eddie though. I just don't know his motive. Like what would David's motive be? I really don't see there being like any motive, like money, but like Edward King's already rich, like David already has everything he wants, so I can't really see it. But like, what was Ellie's motive? Like, she didn't really have a motive either. And the whole like finding the truly devious things, it wasn't even her stuff. I don't know. I'm just like, I need the next book. Oh my gosh, the boat scene. I just think with Albert Ellingham. Okay, for some reason, when we were thinking about who it was, we didn't really know who it was. We didn't know it was George Marsh yet. But I thought for a second that it could have been his mistress. But she was like best friends with his wife, with Albert's wife. So I don't think it could be her. But at the same time, I was like, well, maybe that's why Ellie knows all the spots because she's working with her somehow. But I don't know. I think Ellie was planted. I think someone took her out and put her down there to be planted. I also think like, oh my gosh, there's just so many things. Like with the professor, like, did she hire Hayes and Ellie too? Were they all on this goose chase too? Is that why Hayes wanted to like make the show to go into the tunnels, and like Ellie knew about the tunnels and would go tunneling all the time? And like this professor, she gives me the creeps too, and I'm like, she definitely could be someone, but I just don't know. Hunter, I feel like, is innocent. He's either innocent or he's bad. He's kind of like David. He's either innocent or he's bad, which is like, I don't know. I can't tell, but I like just get weird feelings. Did you also get weird feelings? I definitely got weird feelings. Larry is the only one I trust, but I'm kind of scared because George Marsh was a policeman. He was all those things, and I'm just hoping Larry is not related to him in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know. I'm just so worried about the next book, but I'm so excited. I loved it. I feel like Stevie finding out everything. I think, honestly, to solve this case, you had to be a student. And I feel like it's crazy that it's taken so long, but like, I almost feel like Ellie was finding things out too, because she had like the tin that now Stevie has. So like, I want to know more about that. Also, I can't believe Stevie like didn't wait the whole time when she found like the tape thing that she had Albert Ellingham and Dottie. They were talking and stuff. I can't believe she figured that out so easy just by like what Dottie said. But I guess like everything was clicking into place for her. I was a little bit slower. I probably wouldn't be a great detective, but after the fact, I totally understood where she was coming from. And it's crazy that Albert Ellingham didn't like tell anyone. And that's kind of like, I'm trying to think, like, he couldn't have gone out on that boat knowing that he was gonna blow it up without anyone kind of knowing his thought process. So I'm just waiting for someone to come out with like how do we know what happened on the boat? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there must have been something that was found, or like Mackenzie had like this knowledge that George Marsh was the killer and the kidnapper, but I don't know. But where is Alice? Where is she? I just want to know. And I feel like Stevie's so close, and it's just so good. I love Stevie. I love this book. I think it's super cool. It's very modernized. It is definitely really cool. Like, some things that I've noticed is really cool that it talks about like mental health, which I feel like it makes it really realistic that like no one is perfectly perfect. That even someone that's finding all this stuff, I think it was awesome to see that like even in the first book it talked about like her and anxiety and all that stuff, and I think that's important to address, especially because we need to be more knowledgeable about these things. And I think this was very cool to see this in a book, because I feel like so many times that all the characters are kind of cookie cutters, and I feel like this was very diverse, and I feel like it was important to be able to talk about those things, and it was just written so well, and I really loved that. And I just had such a fun time reading this book, and I'm dying for the next one, and I'm so ready to read it. So if you have any comments or want to talk a little bit more, please tell me your opinions about this, about all the things that I just said. Are you thinking the same thing? Do you think David had anything to do with it? Do you think Edward King is Eddie and he is part of this crime? And who were the guys that abducted Alice, and where is she? Like, if you have any info, please, or anything to point out that I missed, please comment down below and we can talk about it. But thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.